大家好，我先介绍一下我的身份，我都担任理财讲师的角色，在台湾各大金融机构还有上市柜公司的内部做特殊的财经讲座。那么现在的听众们呢，他们要听财经题目的时候，当然会关心利率、汇率，还有投资趋势，还有全球的什么不管相关的政治经济议题呢，只要能牵动到投资的，他们都会关心。以前呢，我们翻开宋朝历史，宋朝历史宋史岳飞传，它上面就有人问了岳飞一段问题，他说：怎么样才能天下太平？那岳飞回答他也很简单，他说呢，这个文官不爱财，武官不怕死，天下就太平了。历史以来，我们都说重赏之下必有勇夫，必有勇夫，就是重赏之下呢，武官会拼命杀敌，这是好事。可是重赏之下呢，文官会怎么样？文官会构陷，构陷就是设一个陷阱去害别人，然后取财。文官取财，杀人于无形。所以重赏之下必有勇夫是指武官，重赏之下必有构陷是指文官。所以回来一件事情，台湾有些人还跟我反映说，台湾现在是网军治国。我说这怎么会是网军治国呢？这当然是现在根本是税吏治国啊，对不对？为什么呢？各位想想看，发生在1996年年底的太极门事件，因为太极门整个被侯宽仁检察官以一个不实的罪名，然后查封了太极门道馆的资产，而且强行的扣押掌门人洪道子博士及相关的弟子们。扣押之后呢，这根本是一个天大的冤狱。然后事后经过10年的努力，相信司法判决，因为相信司法判决，所以走司法途径，司法还太极门清白，没有逃漏税。当初侯官人用的罪名就是逃漏税，没有逃漏税，无罪无税，而且所有被羁押的人都得到冤狱赔偿，太好了。3审司法定谳，各位，我们是一个民主自由法治的国家，当你发现3审定谳还你自由跟清白的时候，你会不会高兴的跳起来呢？你会呀，对不对？天哪，真是惊天大老爷，你还我清白了。可是还我清白之后，迎接了太极门的并不是一片光明，而是更深的迫害。为什么呢？因为国税局完全不理司法有这个判决，他继续用原来错误的一个罪名继续发税单，有这种事吗？那个罪名已经被否决掉了，你还拿它来发税单，而且呢，告诉你说如果不按照这个缴税的话呢，要拍卖你的资产。结果呢，在2020年，他还真的结合了法务部强制执行，拍卖掉太极门苗栗的资产。各位，道德的最后底线是法律，连最后底线的法律都不遵守的，怎么会是一个民主自由的国家呢？所以有很多的外国友人就跑来质疑说一件事：你们台湾不是有总统吗？不是有行政院长吗？怎么会？我今天怎么才发现你们台湾最高权力并不是在总统手上，也不是在行政院长、五院手上，原来是在国税局手上。我说是啊，情况就是如此啊。国税局可以用他自己的角度解释法令啊，他可以不理会司法判决啊。那这样子，我们到底还是既有的国家呢？所以我每次讲到这里的时候，其实很多朋友们都会私下跑来跟我聊天的时候，都会谈说，其实他们有时候看到台湾一直在强调自己多么科技实力多么坚强的过程中，他会对台湾的未来忧心的。因为一个国家连道德的最后底线，一个国家的文官系统连道德的最后底线司法都不愿意去遵守的时候，所有的繁荣都是一个假象，这样的国家要长远走下去，会成为几流的国家呢？其实作为一个知识分子，我们都非常非常的忧心。可事实上，台湾今天如果有一天能够走到尊重司法，国家不要用查税来对待人民或公民团体，那么只要台湾走到这里，我真的会觉得台湾是往前走了一大步。所以解决太极门税务冤案，不是为了太极门这样一个 武术气功团体，而是为了全台湾整个文官体制、整个国家治理能力、整个国家往前走的过程中，你有没有造一个世界上民主自由国家、一流国家该有的内涵跟步伐往前走？很重要的一件事情就是尊重司法，不滥权，然后呢，文官照法律行事，然后呢，不要构陷，这样就会创造一个和平的环境。透过太极门税务冤案的平反，让台湾真的走向一流的国家。所以我在这边郑重呼吁我们政府、我们的总统，正视太极门税务冤案，请务必平反，还太极门清白。一个税务冤案在国内郁郁久了以后呢，不要以为它可以被盖掉，它有一天会成为国际间很多正义人士共同关注的事情。当很多事情成为国际正义人士共同关注事情的时候，它的范围跟扩大的时候，施政者、执政者，你又该如何面对国际的质疑呢？我们除了有一流的台积电之外，我们是不是该还有另外值得台湾更在民主政治法治上面更骄傲的事情呢？一切就要从平反太极门税务冤案开始。今天我透过这些例子还有说明，这也是另外一种财经课程、财经论坛，也希望大家能够深思，我们真的希望中华民国是一个世界一流的国家，这份骄傲、这份决心，我们要往前走，请务必平反太极门冤案。谢谢大家。
I mean, it's unbelievable. It just wouldn't make sense if you try to make it sense. And so I keep saying to myself, how could it happen? Why does it happen? And why does it happen to Taiji men? And I'm having great trouble in understanding this. What is the interest that a civil servant can have in behaving in this way? What was pushing it that this would happen? Why could it go on happening for such a long time? I want to understand motives far more and the fitting together of the system, a system which on paper looks so good and yet has been feeding this terrible corruption.
I think it's a blemish on what is a very fine system of justice in Taiwan. The role of government, the role of tax authorities, the role of prosecutors, their role is not to seize property, okay? Their role is not to prosecute people. That may be what they do, but that's not their role. What is their role then? Their role is to seek justice. Their role is to follow the rule of law. And in this case, in the Taiji men case, it's been determined that the taxes that have attempted to be collected are improper. And this is disturbing because the continuation and the perpetuation of an injustice is as bad as the commitment of that injustice in the first place. And that is what's happening here in the Taiji men tax case. In any court around the world, including in the United States and certainly in Taiwan, if there's been an error, we don't adhere to that error. We don't say, okay, fine, there's been an error, but too bad. If we find new DNA evidence, for example, that confirms that someone who has been prosecuted and convicted, and the appeals have gone all the way even to the Supreme Court, if later evidence shows that that person didn't do that, didn't commit that crime, we don't keep that person in jail. Why? Because we're not here to prosecute or persecute people. We're here to seek justice. And if justice from information that comes and is learned afterwards shows that a prior ruling, a prior conviction, a prior tax assessment was wrong, then it should be corrected. That is precisely the case in the Taiji men tax case. And it is inconceivable to me that there's even a discussion about 1992. Because the situation and circumstances there were no different than they were for the other years in which there's been a negotiation down to zero of the tax liability. And the world is watching. People are watching how this case is going to be handled. And I encourage all of the decision makers to put a stop to this, to not seize any property, and not perpetuate an injustice that has gone on for 24 years.
They have been taught never to compromise, whatever the price to pay. Integrity, dignity, respect, compassion, love, and peace are at the heart of their values and of their lives. But some people and institutions have shamelessly violated their human rights to justice. The Dizzy are the best ambassadors of Taiji Man's teachings to the outside world because they are the living testimonies that their spiritual values can regenerate individuals and society. This is a major contribution of Taiji Man to the spread of human rights in Taiwan. This is also a precious asset for the Taiwanese society and the image of the country abroad. But the National Taxation Bureau and its ally, Prosecutor Hu, nicknamed the Judicial Rambo, stubbornly remain deaf to their call for justice.
Non-governmental organizations in consultative status with the United Nations have been concerned with the Taiji Man Qigong Academy case, even if Taiwan is not a member of the United Nations. The Taiji Men case has two aspects. One, of the defense of religious and spiritual liberty, and two, the fair and transparent tax procedures. Taiji Men has been very active in cultural exchanges with other countries, so that many people have learned of the rich cultural life and heritage of Taiwan. The Taiji Men issue has been much discussed in Taiwan, in the media, in the parliament, in law courts, and in public hearings. The issues are clear, and we appeal that the tax issue can be settled in a just and open way as quickly as possible.
They claim that for 1992, the appeal terms had expired. But of course, there is no appeal term when decisions are grossly unjust. They can always be revised. In conclusion, what is happening now? Now the tax office is insisting with its bill for 1992 and threatens to seize properties of Taiji Men and auction them, which will cause enormous harm to Taiji Men and to freedom of belief. It's not about money. Taiji Men has spent more in legal expenses than what will pay if they paid the tax bill for 92. It's about principle. They didn't commit any wrongdoing, and they don't want to admit this. It will be false.
The ongoing case involving Taiji Men is unacceptable, to say the least, generally speaking, and also very difficult to understand from a legal, purely legal point of view. For instance, basing on the legal principle of estoppel, it should not be argued or asserted that Taiji Men have to pay taxes for the disputed year 1992, as there should be no dispute at all.
L'affaire Taiji Men a révélé les failles fondamentales de l'État de droit et la façon dont le pouvoir de l'État a été détourné ou même abusé. Les représentants du gouvernement ont violé de nombreuses dispositions de procédure régulière dans l'affaire Taiji Men. Taïwan a gagné la sympathie de nombreux pays et organisations dans le monde pour la défense des droits démocratiques en Asie de l'Est et la gestion transparente et efficace de la crise du Covid-19. Il est grand temps que cette vieille situation soit résolue en garantissant aux membres de Taiji Men leurs droits humains et leur dignité et leur liberté de religion.
Certainly, it is not a transparent one, apparently, which is bad news for economy as a whole. Bad news is that the Revenue Service revealed itself in that occasion as an instrument of the executive power to carry out a persecution against a legitimate spiritual movement. However, the administrative inertia, so to say, still left alive some claims by the Revenue Service concerning exactly the same violation which was declared inexistent by the court. You shouldn't admit a fault on your side. I strongly encourage you to fight against this persecution.
I think that we should all stand by Taiji Men because, again, as the video brilliantly said, the battle of Taiji Men is the battle for the most important, most essential human right, religious freedom, is the battle for freedom, is the battle for liberty, is the battle for justice, it is the battle for equal treatment of all before the law.